We got scammed.
We got scammed.
We got money stolen from us.
And, we came in this year talking about, let's make some risks today. Let's not think about the consequences. But in this case, we got some consequences that we must face.
$1,500 worth of consequences.
Yeah, so let's just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off and get right into it. I'm your co-host, Victoria Gilbert.
And I'm just Robert today. That's it. I feel so little. I'm not even about to give my full intro today. I feel so beat up, but I'm your other co-host. Yeah. And this is the Aftergrad podcast, a show where we unpack the Aftergrad journey.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be unpacking this story about how we got scammed, how we had money taken from us.
Taking risks, what taking risks look like, fail. How to measure up the risk, how to really know if this risk is beneficial or not beneficial. And in this case, we're going to start off with the story. This is our check-in, our check-up, because this happened yesterday.
Literally yesterday. We realized yesterday, and it was over the span of maybe a 2-day period, us thinking that we would somehow turn over a profit. And how we lost all of what we invested.
Out loud, I feel stupid.
Yeah.
I feel vulnerable.
Yeah. Very hurt.
I'm
very
embarrassed.
Because I had plans for the money both that I gave up and then the money that I was hoping to receive from investing it. We were already in the process of planning a budget for the money that didn't even exist in our bank accounts.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's just, it's the word is embarrassment for me. You think that scammers really pose themselves a certain way and that they're extremely predictable and that their cues. Yes, they have similar patterns, but there's one meant for all of us to get all of us in a certain way. And in this one, they got me. They got me and
they got you, and then by us being together, they got us both. They said 2 for the price of 1. Yes, that's what happened.
They got us both, and they said this is the jackpot.
Right, literally.
We gave it.
The way they were messaging us both.
Yeah.
During the entire situation, trying to make sure that we were locked in, that we were still trying to give them more of our money.
They're like, hurry it up.
Imagine if we didn't catch it. Imagine if we didn't catch it, we had given them more of our money.
Because they were asking for more in order to receive our initial deposit.
Yes.
Let's get into the story.
Right.
So, you guys, again, I'm pretty embarrassed to share this story, but that's why we're here. We have our ups, and we promise to share our downs.
Yep.
And this, I have to keep my word. I have to keep my word.
You gotta be honest. Because it hurts. I'm in so much pain. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to just be throwing away.
This really hurts. This.
Ooh. It's the Nigerian phone call for me. That's the Nigerian phone call for me. We're gonna get into it, I promise.
Y'all, they took a good chunk of money from us both. So basically, how they posed, they didn't even come at me with a promotion or an advertisement. It was nothing like that. They hacked a friend of mine's account, a friend that I DM'd, a friend that we've had exchanges over DM, but also via text, but they didn't know about that. And so they looked through our DMs, our past messages, and our history. They hacked his account, and then they put 2 and 2 together to try to piece together the story. Mm-hmm. I was skeptical the entire time, and I was very pressing with questions as to why all of a sudden, because this person in my life, we've only talked in person probably a couple times in college. Mm-hmm. We were in college, and so now it's been 6-7 months. I haven't heard from this person. I'm not reaching out to this person as well. And he is all of a sudden hitting me up talking about, hey, I was in this situation, which is true information I'm not willing to share, but he was in a very unfortunate situation in family, and they milked that. And they said I was able to make money by investing in crypto and in cryptocurrency. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this industry, but it is something on the rise and it is something booming, but there are some downfalls, and we just happen to experience that extreme
one of them.
downfall.
I'm sure there's other scammers out there who are doing things similar to how we got played.
Oh my God. It's the fact that he posed as a person that I know.
Yeah,
I think that's the only way I could get scammed is if it's literally someone that I know. Because in the back of my mind, even when there was a couple of holes that didn't match up,
signs.
I kept resolving myself in the fact that I know this person personally and that he would not screw me over.
Right.
And so he sent me screenshots and everything. I actually got this money in my account, Shri Shah. And me, I didn't even actually initially want the money. Kane and I have recently, we wanted to start investing our money and we wanted to start learning about the crypto world and Bitcoin, blockchains. If you guys aren't familiar with that, we'll definitely be coming out with an episode with further intel into that very soon. That is not a scam. I want to repeat, that is not a scam. Right. But in this industry, there are scammers.
Scammers, yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, you can end up in like the wrong hands. You can give your money to the wrong people. And so basically, simultaneously while messaging this person, it just was timing. I think it was timing as well that got us off our noggin a little bit.
Right.
We were watching lectures from like professional
economists
traders
who were saying that it's time to hop into this industry.
And we've been taking notes every day, like trying to learn how to make our money grow because let's face it, guys, in this society, you got to think about your future and about how your money can make money without you having to work simultaneously. And so that's what we were on our hustle. That's what we were trying to do and keep our ear to the ground, right? But in the midst of watching these lectures and getting all the hype from that,
we got excited.
We
thought it was
really
our moment.
Because this is actually a future of something.
And it is
really
our moment
dope.
to try and participate in this industry, but we got a little too overzealous in the moment, and we were taking the information that we were getting from the lectures from the economists, and I think that information is 100% solid, but then when you get into a situation where it's someone
where
that
like
you
someone
know
at the same time they're talking, they're like crypto.
They benefited from
like
exactly what we're learning about on the back end. It felt so realistic and right for us to make that investment, quote unquote, and there, like you said, there were a few signs along the way, but we didn't acknowledge those signs to the fullest of their severity, and then that cost us to lose the investment.
You guys probably want to know deets. Here we go.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, so he sent me screenshots of Cash App. For those of you guys who are like, Cash App, you should have been known. Actually, no, Cash App is another platform in which you can do investments with Bitcoin and blockchain. So that did seem accurate from the understanding that I already had in this industry. Yeah. They asked us to send the money to a certain link
like a Cash App
through the Cash App. Exactly. And again, I went about this. I didn't even want, because we're in our learning stages of investment, I didn't even want really the profit. The fact that this guy who I thought was a guy that I knew was talking to me and saying that he profited and that he knows somebody who knows more about this industry. If you look at my messages, it simply said, I want to learn. I just have a couple questions. I don't really want to invest. I really just kind of want to ask this person because I want to invest myself.
You want to be able to invest yourself.
Yeah, if you look at my messages, that's exactly what it says. And he was like, yeah, DM this person and he will tell you everything you need to know about cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
So I DM this guy and I'm like, hey, like, I'm not looking to invest. I just want to ask a couple questions. Can I run them by you? And he was like, yeah, I actually offer courses. And this is something that programs do. They offer courses in exchange for a couple of bank to teach you the ins and outs, the patterns, and like the predictions of those charts.
And because of that, it felt as though we were purchasing something. It didn't seem like we were just tossing our money away. It seemed as though we were both giving them the money as an investment on our part, but we would also receive some sort of value from it in the sense of learning how to do this on our own or building our knowledge set to then be able to somehow be an employee of him or work with him to somehow help other people make money in this industry. That's the way that it was framed, and it was framed in a very excellent way.
And may I add, like, his Instagram looked very, it was well done.
His Instagram might have been hacked too. Now that I'm thinking about it.
No, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's how the whole situation started.
Real.
The friend's Instagram was hacked, and then the person that we were talking to, their Instagram was probably hacked as well.
Exactly. So we're DMing another hacker, and like that Instagram looked very legit as well. Yeah. It just seemed to make sense. And so, again, this person, he was like, okay, yeah, you can get the lessons. All you need is to first make your first deposit. And I was sketched, so I said, I'm only going to put in, I don't really want to share the numbers, but I will share the first number that I put in. I put in $200.
And I put in $550. I want to just be upfront. I put in $550 initially.
So that's my internals. I'm sorry.
I know.
But so that's what we put in initially, and they had a well put together website in which you could see the charts.
It was secured too. The website was secured. I'm very big on that. Obviously, if the website isn't secured, like if you go to the top left corner, it can say if it has the SSL certification. The website did. For me, that's always a telltale. That's one of the telltale signs that you can choose. You can look at when you're on the web. If it's not secured, if it doesn't have the SSL certificate, don't engage on that website. Don't put any private information. They had it all there. It checked out in that front. That's a very small thing.
And then when you logged in, you could see. For me, it was the charts. You could see the charts. You could see the profit. You could see how much you put in. You could see how much is gaining per minute, per hour, per day.
Yep. That was all
but
there.
when stuff started getting sketch, was when I saw my $200 grow, right? That's normal. That's how markets work. And I was getting really excited, but that number was jumping.
It was cool.
It was jumping a little too fast.
A little too quick, but I said, okay, you know what? Let me just sit here and let this wave right out, and we'll see where it takes us.
Human desire is deceiving, y'all. And I felt her come out when I saw that number go from 200 to 5,000.
Right. Yeah.
I was like,
it hopped up so quickly. I was like, I didn't even know that could happen in this type of situation.
Right, we were walking around like, oh, we ain't working again.
God.
Like, if this is real.
Job, no.
9 to
5, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Never gonna catch me in the streets
There's the cryptocurrency market.
No, labor what?
Not us. Not us. Never me.
Never.
I left that in October. And I'm not going back. But no, we'll be back. We'll be back after this. Because we out of luck. We out of luck. They got our money.
Me soon. I already
we were already making plans.
You
applied to applications, right?
I applied to 5 jobs already.
Yeah.
Like, no, we got to get back in.
We got to get our money back.
My whole mentality on life is I like to be taught how to fish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could be given fish. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. But I actually want to learn the ways because I want to be able to produce it myself.
Absolutely.
That's just how I look at everything. So this man was laughing at me because he was like, dang, you're so persistent in trying to get to these lessons. You're not even looking at like how much your profit is growing.
No.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I want to learn.
I want to learn.
That's what I'm here for.
That's the legit reason why you got my money in the first place.
Yes.
I'm a nerd at heart.
Absolutely.
And so you'll get my money if you tell me you're going to give me information. Mm-hmm. Period. That's it. Yep. So anyway.
And they're still trying to stiff arm us, trying to say, okay, we're just wait 24 hours, wait a little bit longer.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, you're right.
So like I asked, can we get to the next level? Mm-hmm. He said you have to get to level 3 in order to have access to the lessons. Do you have more capital?
That hurt my spirit. I'm not gonna lie.
He sent to Kate. He texted both of us.
Yeah, he did. True.
What did he text?
He texted me that, okay, yeah, do you have more capital? And then he sent me the numbers, child. Okay, because I started off, like I said, with 550, and then he said, do you have more? How much capital? How much? And he said, in order to make it to the next level, you gotta invest $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. And I was just like,
I just want that money. Like, I just want access to the.
I'm just thinking, okay, even if I did have it, do I need to let him know that I have it? Because how can I get to level 3 without investing more capital? That's what my brain was telling me.
Exactly.
And so Victoria and I, we were just trying to figure out, okay, what should we ask him? How should we play this to see if we can make it to next level? Because at this point, we saw what our profit was going to be.
Mine was showing $5,000, and I just wanted to get my money back.
Yeah, that's it. At that point, it became a situation too where we were just like, okay, even if we can't make a profit, can we just get our money back too? You know, if it's going to be a situation where we have to keep investing more to get more. And again, that could be another red flag that we should have seen. Okay, they're asking for more capital and they didn't make that clear from jump.
From jump. They were just seeing how far they could go, how further and further, and how stupid I could be.
Yeah.
Honestly. So they asked for 1,000, 2 or 3. And I was at first I was taking my time and I was like, give me a second, like let me think about it, yada yada, shrisha. And then they were like, can you do it immediately? Come on, like your friend is in it, let's go. Like you could do it. Yeah. Just hop in it. And we were about to go to the gym. I was like, man, I would love to see the numbers jump by the time I get back. They were like, if you invest now. I was looking at the charts as well because I was following it. I was looking at those charts and they were showing an upward trend. So it would be a great time to enter the market at this point in moment. So I kind of, it just, the immediacy that they made to be quick with it,
like
to send it.
Money.
It really did match up with the charts because again, I'm really about the logistics. So as I was looking at the charts, we were at a low point in cryptocurrency and the numbers were heading upwards. So I felt as well to get it to them. Right. And I did.
We both did. We both did.
We gave it.
We sent them the money. So at this point, I'm at $1,550 with the amount that I sent.
I'm at $1,200.
What's crazy too is how my bank. I do want to give I want to give a shout out to Chase. I bank with Chase, and they did try to warn me. They did try to warn me. That's what's even crazier about the situation is Victoria heard me on the phone too because my money wasn't being sent through. I was trying all avenues.
Okay, we're not gonna allow this transaction.
They literally said we're not letting this transaction go through. We think it's fraudulent. And I said, I tried everything. I tried through Chase. I tried Zelle. I tried Cash App, nothing was working. I tried all the blockchain platforms that I could. I just wanted them to take my money so that I could make a profit. And I called up Chase. I was like, hello, Chase, Let this payment go through. What are y'all doing blocking this payment? I'm just trying to make more money. Okay, this is another reason that cryptocurrency is coming into existence so we don't have to deal with banks like y'all. I love Chase. This was just a momentary lapse in judgment. I do apologize, Chase. But I want to be honest with the situation that played out. And the lady on the phone, really sweet lady, said, okay, I'm so sorry that we're giving you this stalling. We're going to go ahead and put this payment through. And look at me, the dummy. Look at me, the dummy, because I'm not getting that money back. You know, they ran the game. Chase was there for me, and I should have listened to Chase, but I did it. I did it. And I wish I did. The lady was trying to look out for me. Chase
even Cash App was looking out for us. When we tried to send the Cash App, they were like, nope.
No, this is fraudulent.
And so we were so persistent.
We were.
One time I'm very persistent. And that got me.
Yeah.
I said, oh, another way. Mm-hmm. What's another way I can get them their money so I can get mine?
No, literally, I tried all avenues. And again, going back, the main reason was because you knew this person. Yeah. Right? And the person, the people, the hackers, whoever they are, were posing as someone that we knew. And, I mean...
It was that seed that really made everything for me.
Right.
So after that, they said... I asked, okay, where are the lessons at? Now you must wait 24 hours for it to activate.
Right. That was a long 24 hours.
That was the longest 24 hours of my life. I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at it. I'm hyperventilating. I'm like, Ken, what is this? Doesn't work. This doesn't work. You know the person. You got it.
That's right. Literally.
You're right. You're right. I do know.
Let me calm down.
Let me calm down. I'm tripping. Let me chill out. Yeah. Let me let the universe give me the good.
Let me just let the pieces fall, and we'll pick them up later. We got a lot of pieces to pick up.
Oh my. So then the 24 hours hit, and we hit them up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
on
like...
the dot, too.
Yeah.
As soon as that 24 hours passed by, you're like, should we message? Yep. Let's get
it. Because now our bank accounts in their website is showing like $13,000. And I'm sitting in my room planning where I'm putting everything, how I'm going to save it, how I'm going to put it towards this, how I'm putting it towards this project, how I'm putting it towards this business, and then how I want to use it, honestly, for a couple of things I want to get for my mom. I want to treat her, what things I want to use for treating others and giving back. That's all. It's not even, when I was planning it, I wasn't, and both of us were planning, and that was a huge reflection on like what we're about, like when we do get money. As well, the first thing that passed my mind was not clothes, was not shoes. It was just simply to help those around me and to put money in the savings so that it can make more money, so then I can help more people. Yeah. And I was planning, journaling this, man. Whole chart. Yep. 909. What were you thinking?
Board. For me, the first thing that came to mind with this new money, I was going to send some money to my mom. I really that's one of the reasons that I'm out here doing what I do, hustling as hard as I can. That's the first thing that came to my mind. And I felt so bad after we realized that it was a scam, because I was already planning the emotions that I would feel when I would be able to tell my mom that I was able to send her a lump sum money, and that would only go up in the future. And I know how much that would benefit her in the present. And I just got off the phone with my mom too before we sat down to film this episode, and it was a little hurtful on my end, just because I really wanted to be able to have that phone call be, hey mom, check your bank account. I sent you some money. So that, you can just use this, save it. I can invest it for you, whatever you want to do with it, just to give you something for all of your hard work. And she's continuing to work hard. So, I mean, that's where both of our heads were at, and that's what makes it so unfortunate about the situation, because that's where we were looking towards, because that's just the kind of people that we are. We're always looking towards the future. We're always thinking about what we can do now so that our future selves can thank us when we get to that point in the future.
But that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
It didn't. 24 hours went by, and he, he decided to respond and take it even further, and that's when I drew the line. Right. He sent us, he's like, did you receive an email from us? And the email sent like 5 hours ago, and it said, congratulations, you're about to receive your deposit. Yep. But the transaction fee is $2,000.
Yeah. So in order to get the money that we saw on the platform, we would then have to send them another $2,000 as a withdrawal fee. And that's when I was like, okay, hold up. I will say though, I was ready. Again, I had in the back of my head, because I was about to be the guinea pig for us both. I really was about, that money. Ooh, what we can do with that money. Like I was saying just a moment ago, what I would do initially. $2,000, I was willing to send it just because we knew the person that was referring us, and we said, hold up, we gotta call, we gotta figure this out, because this at this point feels a little off. And thank goodness we sat down, we made a call to the person that you knew who allegedly was giving us this intel, and we got on the phone with them.
Wait, before you get to that part though, I asked, like, can you take the $2,000 out of our profits? I'm okay with that.
True.
And I'm going to be coming out with, like, $10,000. That's fine. you could take it out of that, right?
Duh.
No, it's part of our protocol,
Mm-hmm.
yada yada. And then that's when I started hyperventilating.
Yeah.
I was like, it's gone.
Yeah.
This is gone.
It's gone. That's when that was the first situation when they were saying, no, you have to send the extra 2,000. I was like, okay, this is a scam. But I still wasn't willing to accept it. I feel
like you were going into like reckless, like not reckless, but like
I'm already here.
No, exactly.
I'm already here. Let's go further. Let's go further.
Like, you gonna play me?
You'll play me all the way. You go play me all the way. Like, you already got me this far. Well done. Doesn't happen often. But you know what? Let's take it a step further. That's literally where my head was at. And
I was just panicking. I was like, it's gone. It's gone. No, I wanted to throw up. I just ate. I was like, I'm sick. Mm-hmm. I'm so sick.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay, I need a call. And after I got through that stage, I went into, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Now somebody's about to pay.
That's my emotion right now too. I'm very pissed.
Mm-hmm. That was me yesterday.
That was you yesterday.
You'll get through it.
I'll get through it. Thank you. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll update y'all later.
Yeah. If anything, it turns into like endurance and perseverance,
yeah.
and then you feel a different type of hustle, and that's where I'm gonna get there.
I think that's where I'm at.
You're there. You're there now. Yeah, we're both there because we're about to talk about the type of risk we really fit to make.
Right.
Now,
absolutely.
It's all up for grabs.
Yeah.
It's all up for grabs.
Everything's
out for you.
Yep.
And nope. I'm out for everyone else.
Right.
Like, here we go. No, really.
Let's get into it.
But so I was like, I need a call. Let me call. Can I call you? And then I go to the DM and I say, hey, they're not. Can I call you real quick? And they were like, yeah, I can't right now. Let me text. Mm-hmm. And then I go to the real number of this actual person, and I call him, and he's like, what are you talking about?
When I heard that, I wanted
he was
to
like,
curl up
I'm
into a
so
ball.
sorry. I was hacked a couple of months ago, and I started a new account. And I was like, whoa. Yep.
You were what?
Yeah. No, that was you. You know about this.
Yeah.
No, you do.
You do. You're well aware. You've invested in me.
You invest.
Yeah.
You got $5,000.
Yeah. Your mom?
Yeah.
The situation?
The situation? Gone. So, and I called him. I feel so bad. I called him at like 11:30 at night, and I was like, okay, I gotta go to the bank.
Right, you had to call your bank. Yeah, you called everywhere. You said shut it down. Shut it down.
Like, hit me up later.
Maybe, but right now I gotta get to my bank. Right now I gotta call. I don't know who you bank with, but I gotta call my bank. For me, it was Chase, but yeah, I gotta get on the phone with them to let them know. Don't let that payment go through. Stop it! I see all. You can check on your mobile banking app that it's still pending. You make sure it don't say confirm. Okay, run it back. Take it back.
Run it back. So I called my bank immediately. I had them cancel all my cards, send me new cards, and I opened it.
Oh.
I opened a claim. They're telling me I gotta wait 2 days for this claim. Now the reassurance is the guy said, shout out to Wells Fargo.
Yo, Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo. They look good looking at Wells Fargo.
Shout out to Wells Fargo. They said they're gonna give me 10 days to look into it, and in the midst of it they will refund me, but then if they find anything sketch, they're gonna take that right back.
How we conceptualize risk, or at least how I conceptualize risk, in the sense of when you're thinking about if you want to take an action, what's the worst outcome that can occur?
Right.
And we were considering that throughout the entire process as we were going through this scenario. My mind was, even if I don't get this money, even if I invested the money and I lose all of it, I was okay with that. I was always conceptualizing, being prepared, as we mentioned in the previous episode, about the worst outcome. And I think that that's how we both think about it, and I think that that's why we're obviously hurt by the situation, but we're able to move forward. Right. And that goes in part back to how I guess we somehow prepared for this aftergrad moment when we were in undergrad, and then how we also manage our money throughout all of life and currently right now. Yeah,
like the move to DC up here, that was a risk on its own, but it definitely took preparation. There was definitely a lot behind the scenes that was happening in order to make that a smooth process. There was a lot of prayer, there was a lot of meditation, and there was a lot of work behind that. And yes, we took that jump, and the jump seems really quick, right? But that before process, I'm looking at that risk, evaluating that risk compared to the risk we took that led us to failure. that one looked like there was a lot more preparation behind it. This one looked like there was no preparation at all. And I think that was the biggest distinction between the two and figuring out which one works best for you. When we came here to DC, everything was great. I think that was one of the... We're going to recap on like the the
risks that we've taken that have led us to this current moment.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. And I think coming here and living with a roommate, again, I've expressed it so many times, that is pouring into me, and it's vice versa, and like we're growing and we get to share each other's dreams and keep them alive within this process, is one of the best risks I've ever taken. It was well thought out. It was well planned. We started talking in the summertime,
right.
so that gave us like a good 4 or 5 months to really conceptualize this smooth transition.
Right.
How do you feel about that risk when we moved over to DC?
Yeah, I think it's different for every person. For me, I, again, like to be a person that I can be spontaneous, but I also like to have a plan.
Yeah.
And in certain situations, I feel as though I haven't planned. And I think that's kind of when the risks come back to backfire, when I didn't have a structured timeline in terms of what I was preparing before I actually take the action, similar to how we just got scammed in this cryptocurrency investment. In regards to DC, I think we might have even started planning for what we would be doing here maybe in April. I feel like that was the initial message that I remember receiving from you. It was just saying, okay, so Fulbright didn't happen, but then thinking about what would be next for us. And so we literally were on Google Docs. We would have FaceTimes. We would be thinking about, okay, what can this future look like for us? We know that we want to do something that is a little unconventional, and having that barometer or that bubble around the journey that we wanted to take allowed us to just brainstorm and riff on ideas to see what it could be. Do we want to start a YouTube channel? Do we want to do a podcast? Do we want to move in together? Do we want to be doing separate things, not in the same place? It just gave us room to conceptualize the risks and then plan out what would happen if we took that avenue. And for us, it happened to be moving in together in DC because our interests are very much along the same lines, and we realized that we wanted to be around at least one person who felt similarly to us in terms of navigating career paths, not going and doing exactly what everyone else does in terms of, again, the conventional paths that you could possibly take. So it was definitely, it was a planned risk, and I think that's why it has reaped so many rewards and victories for us thus far. And again,
and we kind of kept that momentum up. I was very proud of us. Like about a month in, you were in an internship. I was transferring a job over because that was the original plan. We were even willing to sketch out other risks to take, which led to actually quitting our jobs.
Anyway, sometimes you'll make a decision and you'll see the benefits of it, but then there comes a point when, I know for us, speaking on what we hope to see for ourselves in the future, we want to keep elevating, we want to keep growing, and me being in the internship, you thinking about taking on another job, we had to have a check-in, and we do these personal check-ins. I think that's very helpful in a way, especially when you're living with a roommate too, just having check-ins to see where your head's at. And we had one of those, and we realized, okay, something's not working. We're here physically together, but what's next? We didn't just move here to move in together. We had goals beyond just being in the same house and having each other's energy.
And if we would have kept the same schedule that we were accustomed to when we were apart, we really wouldn't have had time. There was no space or room to bring in new ideas and new projects like this one that we started. So yeah, we ran through the logistics again, but there was preparation behind it. Not as much preparation like as far back as April, but actually in a way it was. Like I knew I needed to save a lot of money, right? And so I was okay financially looking at it, evaluating. I even went to financial advisors and they were like, yeah, you're good. You're good. You can hold it down. So I was like, I need this break. I need this point in time to really focus and hone in and at least craft and build the platforms that I need to for them to carry themselves before I get back into the workforce. And so that was kind of like the new plan that I had for myself in taking that risk, that jump, because I was really drained. The job I was about to get into, again, I was about to get back into serving, to be honest, just as a source of income. It's flexible with my schedule. And then in between, I mentioned in the last episode, I was going to be studying my GMAT for grad school. And in addition to that, working on Chinese. I'm currently I'm taking classes and we meet for 2 hours once every week, and so I was drilling Mandarin in my head, and then on top of that I'm working on my research, and then on top of that I wanted Aftergrad. That's a lot, guys. That was like 5 things. And then
And it took saying it out loud for us to be like,
saying it out loud.
Okay, wait a minute, there's not even enough time to accomplish all of that.
Where
do
I
it successfully.
sleep.
Where do you sleep?
And then work out.
And
then because I want to get into casting calls and so forth. It was not right.
Yeah.
We
had to let some stuff go.
What were yours? What were all your plans you had lined up, including your job?
Yeah, so I guess if I'm thinking about with my internship, there was the internship, which is like a 9-to-5 situation, and then on top of that, we had our podcast that we were working on, and at that point in time, we hadn't released anything. It was still somewhat of an idea, so I was still thinking, okay, there's this, but I'm not actually being able to give 100% or as much time as I need to that particular project. And then on the side, there was a little bit of social media stuff, and then a little bit of freelance stuff that I wanted to be doing. And then, in addition to that, there's always just learning activities that I need to be doing if I'm trying to maintain my craft as a photographer and marketer. And all of that, when I say it out loud, I'm laughing because I'm like, okay, it's funny how I was living in that mentality and I wasn't ever able to execute on all of those things, which is when we got to the personal check-in and we said, okay, we got to drop some stuff. We simply do because we know
nothing will get done if we keep trying
to
spread our energy between so much.
We ran ourselves thin. We literally ran ourselves thin, and it took us being real with ourselves. Honestly, it took a movie, Molly's Game. Jessica Chastain in Molly's Game.
That is
a brilliant movie, and you put me onto that movie. And that the narrative that's portrayed in that, very much so giving female empowerment, going after your dreams, just leveling up in ways that I guess you could say are unconventional. Again, we love, that's the word that we use on this podcast because that's what we want to promote. And it took me watching that narrative play out to see that, okay, everyone's story will look different and it's okay.
Very different.
Right, very different.
Yeah, sometimes it takes dabbling into things that you don't want what I love about the movie most is that it exposes the truths, which is like kind of what the ugly truth, what we're trying to do here. It doesn't just show the successful story. It gets down nitty and gritty into like the realities that women specifically who are in male dominated industries face, and then that alone I just love that type of theme with stories in which they tell it like it is and really make it very specific to the type of person who's navigating that industry. It's a beautiful story. We'll link it down below. Definitely a must watch. But yeah, after watching that we were just like,
okay, we felt the energy. We felt the energy between us. We said, okay, wait, we literally just watched this story and we saw the outcome of it. There were good outcomes and bad outcomes, but we recognized that we weren't, I guess, living up to our full potential in the ways that we knew we could. And in that moment, we took a risk. I certainly took the risk of quitting my 9-to-5, quitting my corporate, and there was no fallback. And that
following week, I responded to the job that said they wanted to hire me, and I let them know that I'm sorry, I'm no longer interested in the position.
Yeah, and I felt such a weight lifted off of my spirit and my psyche. I felt as if, obviously, there's so much more time.
I could hear my voice.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that I couldn't hear my voice. I could wake up and think, what do I want to do today? What is not on someone else's to-do list? What is on my to-do list? And it was a type of like, just having a dabble of that feeling. Now I'm on a hustle to have that feeling
to be able to feel that 24/7.
24/7. That is my goal. Like,
and then going back to the financial situation.
Right, I'm going back into the workspace, but I have a new, like, it's not even just goals for, I don't see goals in money. I see goals in like lifestyle, right? But then now I have a goal, a mentality goal as well. And that's to literally wake up and be like, what do I want to do today? What do I need to get accomplished for this, that, and the other, for me and my people? And how can I make a difference today? How can I make that turnover to change someone's life? That's what my goal is now. And just getting a glimpse of that moment, that period of time to just think within myself for 4 months now. 4 months?
4 to 5.
Yeah, I've been out the game for 4 months, guys. I don't know, my benefit was I could hear my voice and I got clarity as to what I needed to focus on. I really sorted out. Again, I got on meditating, going on walks, and the journaling got real. The plan got real, and it seemed tangible and like my step by step on what I need to do in this next coming year. What about the benefits for you in that moment of unemployment?
In the moment of unemployment, I think one of the biggest benefits for me, I think, is that I can support other people, or I can keep other people front and center of mind while also prioritizing myself, and maybe I can even outlive that outcome. I can support the people that I want to support by prioritizing myself. Maybe that is because a consequence of the more time. I think I want to piggyback off of what you're saying in terms of the clarity of thought, just being able to wake up and say to myself, this is what I want to do, these are the tasks that I want to check off for myself, and that's just what's gonna get done. And in addition to that, I think in terms of long-term planning, I felt more comfortable sitting down with myself and saying, this is where I'm at, and this is where I'm trying to go, and I'm going to set those goal points or those checkpoints for where I want to be, and I feel much more comfortable actively making steps and strides to achieve those checkpoints, and I don't feel as much pressure from these external societal pressures that arise and come up. And I think that's, again, going back to just being in a situation where we can wake up where we want. We can go to the gym when you want. You can...
And we were still when you listen to your body, when you listen to it, you're still a very productive person in the midst of unemployment.
We were very productive. Oh, we were very busy.
I was waking up like, I got 5 things to do today.
Absolutely. There's always a checklist of items, and it's not to say we quit our jobs and then all of a sudden we're being lazy. It was never that we quit. I quit. You denied the position so that you could be more productive. But just being more productive and actually what you wanted to do and not being on someone else's timeline. Exactly. Obviously, you have to be realistic with yourself, and that's what we're doing right now. We're being realistic with where we're at. We had a moment, and I think we created something beautiful, and we're continuing to uplift each other. But now it's time for us to step back into reality. You know, you take on different situations. You take on a 9-to-5. You take on jobs, income. There's bills to pay, as we've said before, and now it's time for us to, as a unit, to figure out what's next for us.
Exactly. And so we're about to walk back into that labor force. But then we came into the new year, and one of the themes that I said that I mentioned earlier was I want to dare to fail.
Right.
And I think I took that bad risk as a moment to be like, oh, this is my moment to dare to fail.
Right.
Dare to fail, babe. Dare to fail. But now I know how to dare to fail correctly, I guess. And that's definitely looking at things with preparation, with thought, with time. And that man, whoever was on the other side of that line, was definitely opposite of that. He was demonstrating rushing. He was demonstrating sin to someone else. He was demonstrating trust in someone else, but I really need to just trust within me. I need to trust my timing, and I need to slow down.
Nothing is given to you either. That's another lesson that I learned from this situation. Nothing is given to you. And, you know, this was a situation where we felt as though there was some sort of exchange of value, but no, we were thinking that this was a situation where someone was about to hand us money, and we got excited at what we would be able to do, the people we would be able to support and lift up with that money in that situation, but nothing is handed to you. It is a hard journey, and we're learning that in this instance the hard way, and I'm excited for it. And I've always known that it's going to be a long marathon, not a sprint.
And we always said there's going to be downs.
There are downs.
But then when you're in it, it just hits different.
It does hit different.
Like, dang, because
you got to recover now. You're not just talking about it as if it's not happening to you. We're literally living this down moment, and now we have to find it within ourselves to get ourselves back up to where we were emotionally, and then go up beyond that.
I'm not going to let this experience deter me from what I'm meant to do, but I am learning a lot from this lesson that it takes preparation and performance. It takes work, it takes practice, just like I used to do when I was younger for tennis, and I need to have that grinded in my head. So if anything, it's making me 10 times stronger, and that's the silver lining in all of this. So there's me.
Yeah, for me, I just want people to have a mindset where they can take L's and, like you were saying, use it as motivation, use it as energy and fuel to just go even harder. It was a really unfortunate situation that happened to us, and like you were saying, I'm still trying to navigate not feeling embarrassed, not feeling like something was taken from me, even though it definitely was, and that's how I feel, and that's what my body is telling me.
We ran into a bad
situation.
A bad plug. Yeah. But there are some good plugs in this.
There are plenty.
And we want to seek it out. Yes, there's a lot of scammers.
There are a lot of scammers out there.
But if we get past the wall, there's a lot of people on the other side that are saying it is not. Like, you guys just need to take a leap of faith. And, but we're just going to do our preparation.
We're going to do our preparation, so that we can speak more intellectually and have a more informed opinion. That's the way that I think I need to come at it from.
And I hope to bring an expert on to the podcast one day, for sure, for you guys.
Because this just goes back to the larger topic that certainly pertains to being an aftergrad, and that's how to make your money work for you and thinking in the future. in terms of the money that you're making now so that you can have more when you get to that future point. Just always thinking of ways to save, always thinking of ways to invest so that you can have more for yourself and your people in the future. And that's what makes crypto exciting for me, and that's what makes this finance world more exciting for me, because I was never someone that wanted to get into finance. I never really cared about that. I didn't think it was a world that was built necessarily for me. And now I have people that look like me who are coming out in droves telling me, no, this is our opportunity, this is our chance. And there are already people who look like you who are benefiting in this space. And I just want to pull more people into the fold, and I want to prevent more situations like this from occurring to other people.
Exactly.
And hopefully,
now, hey, if a week from now you see Kay go dancing, you see me at the bottle service, hello, I'm just trying to make some.
I'm just trying to make some quick money.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
We gotta do what we gotta do. But I don't know what that's gonna look like for me.
Coming up next, it's the Aftergrads in the workforce.
In the workforce.
That's what's coming up next.
This is the Aftergrad Podcast, a show where we unpack the Aftergrad journey. You can follow us on Instagram at the Aftergrad Podcast.
Also, check out our visual version via our YouTube channel. There, we would appreciate any likes, comments, or subscribe.
And with that, this is the Aftergrad Podcast. Don't get scammed. We'll see you next time.
Stay vigilant.
Peace.